Cliff Richard, born Harry Roger Webb on October 14, 1940, in Lucknow, India, rose from humble beginnings to become one of the most enduring figures in British popular music. His family moved back to England in 1948 after India gained independence, and he grew up in Cheshunt, Hertfordshire. It was here that he discovered his love for American rock and roll, particularly the music of Elvis Presley and Little Richard. This passion ignited a spark within him, leading him to pursue a career in music. By 1958, at just 17, he released his debut single, Move It, widely considered the first true British rock and roll song. This track not only set the tone for his career, but also established him as the UK's answer to Elvis Presley, making him a household name and one of the pioneers of British rock. Cliff Richard's rise to fame. Following the release of Move It, Cliff Richard formed a band known as the Drifters, later renamed the Shadows. Their distinctive sound, blending Cliff's smooth vocals with the Shadows' instrumental brilliance, quickly captured the hearts of music fans. Songs like Living Doll, Please Don't Tease, and The Young Ones became anthems of the 1960s, with Cliff Richard emerging as a teen idol. His ability to merge the rock and roll sound with the growing youth culture of Britain allowed him to maintain relevance, even as musical trends began to shift. Throughout the 1960s and 1970s, Cliff's image evolved, moving from rock and roll to pop ballads and gospel music. His adaptability helped him remain a constant fixture in the ever-changing music scene, keeping his fan base engaged across multiple generations. Longevity and spirituality. What set Cliff Richard apart from many of his contemporaries was his ability to adapt and evolve without losing his sense of self. Throughout the 1970s and 1980s, he enjoyed a remarkable resurgence, producing hits like Devil Woman, We Don't Talk Anymore, and Dreaming. His voice, versatility, and wholesome public persona allowed him to remain relevant in an era dominated by more rebellious musical figures. Moreover, his deep Christian faith shaped his music, giving him a moral compass that resonated with his fans. While his music shifted from pop to more spiritually focused work, Cliff's dedication to his faith and values remained a cornerstone of his career. His willingness to embrace both the secular and the sacred aspects of life made him a unique and respected figure in the music world. Record-breaking success and accolades. Cliff Richard's career is unparalleled in terms of longevity and success. Over more than 6 decades, he has sold over 250 million records worldwide, making him one of the best-selling music artists in history. His ability to stay relevant in the music industry across every decade, from the 1950s to the 2010s, is a testament to his adaptability and appeal. He became the first rock star to receive a knighthood in 1995, cementing his place in both musical and cultural history. Cliff's list of accolades includes Ivor Novello Awards and Brit Awards, recognizing both his musical talent and his charitable contributions. His ability to maintain a pristine public image, free from the scandal and controversy often associated with the industry, made him a role model for many aspiring artists. The Christmas album and continued success. In 2022, Cliff Richard released Christmas with Cliff, an album that combined festive cheer with his signature elegance. His ability to celebrate the holiday season while staying true to his style resonated with fans of all ages. It was another reminder that Cliff's artistry transcends the years, and his music continues to evoke strong emotions. Over 60 years after his debut, Cliff still enjoys charting in the top 10, a feat few artists can claim. His timeless voice, combined with his ability to evolve and stay relevant, has allowed him to build a legacy that few can match. His later albums are a testament to the fact that Cliff Richard is much more than a pop icon. He is a true artist who continues to inspire and uplift. Reflecting on George Harrison now, at the age of 85, Cliff Richard has begun to reflect more openly on his extraordinary life, particularly his friendship with George Harrison. Cliff and George's paths first crossed in the early 1960s, when both were still emerging as influential figures in the music world. Cliff, already a superstar with the Shadows, admired George's deep musicianship and quiet demeanor. Cliff recalls their first meeting as somewhat understated. Backstage in Liverpool, where George, shy and reserved, struck him as a man with much more going on beneath the surface. It wasn't the typical glamorous introduction one might expect for such iconic figures, but rather the beginning of a profound and lasting friendship. Spirituality and shared values. As their careers evolved, Cliff and George developed a deep respect for each other's artistry and spirituality. Cliff's Christian faith and George's exploration of Eastern philosophies often led to fascinating conversations about God, peace, and love. Though they approached spirituality from different angles, they both sought truth and inner peace, and this shared search bound them together. Cliff fondly recalls George's words, "All paths lead to the same place if your heart is right." These conversations, Cliff admits, were among the most profound of his life. There was no argument between them, only respect and a genuine curiosity about each other's journeys. The two men, despite their differences, found common ground in their shared desire for peace, love, and truth. George Harrison's influence on Cliff Richard. As their lives unfolded in parallel, Cliff and George's friendship continued to grow. Though their musical paths diverged, Cliff maintaining his clean-cut image while George explored more experimental sounds, Cliff always admired George's pursuit of spiritual peace and his ability to stay true to his inner self. He defended George when others misunderstood his spiritual explorations, recognizing that George wasn't escaping fame, but rather seeking something deeper and more meaningful. George's influence on Cliff extended beyond their conversations. It also changed the way Cliff thought about his own music. Inspired by George's sincerity, Cliff began recording songs that carried more personal and spiritual meaning, reinforcing the impact their friendship had on his artistry. A lasting friendship. The news of George Harrison's untimely death in 2001 was a deep blow to Cliff Richard. Despite not seeing George frequently, his presence in Cliff's life had been significant and lasting. Cliff admits that the loss hit harder than expected, as George had become more than just a famous musician. He was a man who stayed true to his spirit. Reflecting on George's legacy of peace and love, Cliff feels that the modern music industry has lost sight of these values. Music should come from the soul, not the charts, Cliff muses, a sentiment George exemplified throughout his career. Cliff also admits that he admired George's ability to step away from the spotlight, something he himself had never fully managed. George's humility and desire to simply be himself resonated deeply with Cliff, and he continues to find inspiration in George's ability to live authentically. Gratitude and reflection. Looking back on his friendship with George Harrison, Cliff Richard feels immense gratitude. He is thankful to have known George, not as the iconic Beatle, but as the man who sought meaning and peace like everyone else. The bond they shared was a quiet one, rooted in mutual respect and understanding. "We were two very different souls walking the same road," Cliff says, his voice soft with emotion. Now, at 85, Cliff is able to express the depth of that connection with honesty and warmth. Their friendship, though shaped by fame, transcended it, becoming a testament to the power of human connection, shared values, and the quest for inner peace. Cliff will always treasure the memory of George, the man who inspired him not just as a musician, but as a person.